spark of inspiration is at the heart of all creation.
Spark a dream that we're meant to follow.
You're listening to the Extra Magic Hour, brought to you by Walt's Apartment Podcast and the DisInsider. Join the team in the studio as they bring you the spirit of Disney through park news, history, and tips and tricks to make your Disney Parks vacation even more magical.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Extra Magic Hour, a Disney Parks podcast brought to you by the DisInsider.com and Getaway Today and Designer Park Co. We are back again with another show. I'm joined by Breanna and Lewis. Breanna, how you doing tonight?
I'm great.
Good. Lewis, L Dog, Pumpkin Spice, Lulu, L Money, L for Love. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm glad to be welcome back to the show after our game during the live stream. Glad to be back.
Yeah, if you haven't listened to the live stream episode, listen to that first before you listen to this, because it was brought to my attention that Breanna did not answer one of the questions. So we're going to go ahead and have her answer that question on here. But hang on a second. If you hear gaps, it's because I'm coughing. I apologize. So
you got to put the Mickey Mouse laugh every time you cough.
Did you have me laugh, Stribby? Oh, my God.
I know. I was like, he could edit them out. I was like, honestly, that's a lot of editing at this point.
Well, it's so loud, man. It's like from deep inside my soul, you know? I'm the worst cougher. I'm the worst vomiter. Like when I vomit, I'm like, whoa, like that. So, I mean, it's so bad. Like it wakes people up and stuff. So, but
like me and Joey off Goofy Sky School.
Yeah. So if you listen to the
entire
live show,
park could hear Joey and Lewis on Goofy Sky School.
If you listen to the live show, we played a game. It was like erase it, change it, leave it. Basically, you would erase one thing, you get rid of one thing, and you'd leave one thing as the same. So, question was brought to us by Lewis, who left the show again now here because he knows we're upset with him for bringing up this question. But I apologize, Breanna. I did not come back to you, and you're like, no, it's fine. I'm like, oh, no. You're going to answer your question. So you have Walt's Apartment, the live show. You have the Marvel Tribe, and you have the Extra Magic Hour. Which you are a member of all three of these shows. Which one are you getting rid of, like it never existed? Which one are you changing, and which one are you leaving alone?
Now I'm alone answering this, all on the spot.
Now you're giving a little extra.
You shouldn't have said anything.
It's all good. I mean, I had my answer picked, but it's I would keep Extra Magic Hour.
Yes.
You're welcome. Sorry, Sam. I would change Marvel Tribe. And I'm tossing out the live show. I love the live show.
I know. I agree with you. That's what I picked, actually, was the exact same thing. And I agree with you because the live show's fun, but we do all these other shows. We're all together anyway. So
yeah, I was like, I do love the live show. I find I'm very distracted during the live show. I'll be like reading comments and then like 5 people have talked and I'll be like, oh wait, we're discussing things. So like it's a little overwhelming for me at times. So that's the main reason. Dude, but I love all the shows. I was like, it was like probably some undiagnosed ADHD going on and like, yeah, it's just like, I'll be over here and I'll be doing something and then I'll think of something and it's
the same. I get text messages during the show. Like, oh, what's going on? How are our sales today? And yeah, it's the most nerve-wracking hour is the live show, but I love it. And it brings us all together every week, and it brings our listeners together. So let's get into this show. Got some news. We got a cool interview with – I'm sorry about my voice. We got an interview with Kim, the Vice President of Marketing for Getaway Today, which we'll put here in the middle of the show. I interviewed her today about her trip to Oogie Boogie, her trip to Walt Disney World, her trip with you guys on the hotel tour. I told her that Lewis was very excited because he got to meet Chris Provost. So, and that was, I haven't even met Chris Provost. I've interviewed Chris Provost, but I haven't met him. I would love to meet him in person. So
I could not shut up about that all day. And like the initial part of the trip, I was like, I'm gonna go like introduce myself. He walks by, I'm like, nice shoes, and then I walk away. It was embarrassing.
Nice shoes. That's what you said. Nice shoes.
Yeah. Then,
The
nice
first
shoes.
time he tried.
Yeah.
And then we're at dinner, and I'm like, there he is. And then I'm watching him from the 1500th floor of this hotel, and I just see the white polo tee. I'm like, there he is. So finally, one of the young ladies that was with us, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go say hi. And then I turn around. You want to walk with me to introduce me? We get to him, and before she could say anything, I'm just like, how's it going? My name's Louie. Well, I had him a sticker, and I probably had as much energy as he has in those 30 seconds over all his YouTube shows.
Did he know who we were?
If he understood me, maybe, but I was so excited, I was just mumbling. And then we took a picture and I walked away really fast, like a weirdo.
There you go. Well, okay, good job.
I was going to say, it did happen very fast because I was getting a drink. I turned around, see him go over there. By the time I'm back to the table, he's back.
Yeah. Well, I was at D23 on Sunday, and I was walking back in there for something. I was there for a couple hours on Sunday morning, and he walked out of the exhibition hall and was just walking fast. I'm like, I'm not even going to stop him. He was on a mission, and I'm like, that dude's busy. Probably get home how do I want to get home to Amanda and Miles? So, but yeah, he was on a mission to get out of there. But let's get into the show. What else was I was going to say something? Oh, I'm going to say something else. This might be kind of controversial, and I don't really give a damn. But we had a friend of our show, a guest on the show, about a month ago, and Kel Warner from Theme Park Mom. I just if you listen, I know you do listen. I just want you to know that we support you, and you're good in our eyes, girl. So you need anything, we've talked. I don't want to get in. We don't need to get into it too much, but I just want to put that out there that she's awesome. We love her, and we support her. So I don't care what anyone thinks about my opinion on that. So,
and if you're bullying someone on the internet, you're not a good person either. So you can't be on a high horse.
That whole thing. She'll be on again. She was the only person that showed up at our Rad Beer event, and that spoke volumes to me. So she's an awesome gal. We love her. So we're not here for bullying on the internet. We support people that we know in person who Mm-hmm. Let's get on with the show. So we got some Disney Parks news. I'll go first because it's fresh in my head. They just announced today on October 5th that they will be bringing back guided tours at Disneyland. So two different tours. You can do a holiday tour, which is you'll get some holiday cookies and treats, and you get to ride It's a Small World. And they go into I didn't really get into see a lot of the stuff that they do, but it's all holiday based, holiday layover kind of based. You get to ride It's a Small World holiday, 2.5 hours, $110 a person. I'd do it in a second. That sounds great. Any kind of stuff like that where you get to hear history or get to see behind the scenes stuff, I'm in. Second thing, I wanted to do this before COVID happened, and I was looking into it. It was called a Walk in Walt's Footsteps at that time. Now it's something else, but basically it's an 1.5-hour tour based on Walt Disney and his thoughts on designing Disneyland, creating Disneyland. You do they show you behind the scenes stuff, and it culminates with a trip to Walt's apartment, which, why not? That'd be the dream. I would rather. And this may be an unpopular. I'd rather go to Walt's apartment. I'd rather go to Club 33. That's my personal opinion. So I would rather see that in my lifetime than Club 33 because of the meaning behind it and everything, and obviously because of the meaning of our show and everything. But $160 for an 1.5 hours, and you get to go into the apartment and you get to have snacks on the patio of the apartment. I'm in. What do you guys think?
I was going to say, one, I think I agree with you. If I could only pick one, Walt's apartment or Club 33, it would be Walt's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd like to do both of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Disney, if you're listening.
Just
Disney,
saying.
We don't talk crap about you, Disney, so you hear us here. Come on.
Right.
Get us down there. We got cool shirts. Come on.
I know. I was honestly, there's nothing stopping me from doing this unless it literally sells out for the entire year tomorrow. Right. So this will most likely happen hopefully soon.
Good for you.
Just need
I guess you can't take lots of pictures, but I heard you can take a few. So take as many as you can.
Yes.
So, yes. L Dog, L Money. Are you excited?
I'm excited, but I'm nervous.
Why are you nervous?
If I'm not mistaken, the tour before was 3 hours, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm curious how many footsteps they cut out of Walt's to make this happen.
Feet were chopped off.
if the tour itself is an hour and a half, and then you kind of get like that hangover time to eat your snacks in the patio and enjoy it, cool. If the snack time is included in the hour and a half, I think the price is a little high, because that means you're probably going to spend an hour and 10 on an actual tour before you get into the apartment.
Yep.
And you go to have snacks. So I hope that the snack time is like, hey, we're going to eat snacks before we have to move because the next crew's coming in. I'm all in for an hour and a half then. But if snack time is included in that, I think the price is a little high, just because and then how big are the groups too? If you're going to Walt's apartment, a group 10 or less, I'm in. A group 10 or more, from the photos I've seen, that's very compact, and you don't get to have that connection, which most people are probably doing that tour for the apartment. You don't get to have that sentimental moment in the apartment, knowing you are as close to Walt as you probably will ever be, except standing above his grave, which he's probably not buried at. That's a different subject. Like, I hope the hour and a half doesn't include snack time, and I hope snack time in Walt's apartment is not in the hour and a half, so that way you have that moment to really bask in what is in there. But if it is in the hour and a half, I think its price is a little high, but either way, I'm in.
I could agree with that. Although every time you say snack time, I just think of like kindergartners.
Yeah.
In your painting with Cheerios
Right.
and stuff like that.
I have a different look on that. I don't really need the tour. Honestly,
Shawn just wants in the apartment.
I'd pay
fair.
I'd pay $160 to go in the apartment any day.
Yeah, you can absolutely. The apartment's the whole thing while you're going. Everything else is just the free add-ons.
Yeah. That's my opinion. I would definitely I'm trying to see if it says on here how big the group is. I had the article.
I know. My guess was like around 15, but that's based on absolutely nothing. But
it doesn't say anything, and I was looking on here. I was looking on the article that I was reading on. It doesn't say, but it couldn't be that apartment's like 800 square feet, so it couldn't be that big. It couldn't be that big of a group. You know what I mean?
Than all of my apartments have ever lived in.
It would be sweet if we could exit the tour through the fire pole.
That would be cool, but that's closed off now because kids tried climbing up it.
Yep.
Well, damn kids, ruining everything.
Damn kids! It's all 25-year-old.
Yeah, that's that story. So who's got the next story? Breanna, go ahead.
I can give Sam's.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then I can give mine.
Okay.
All right. So Sam was supposed to be here and left us.
She got tired.
So I'm gonna try to do this as best I can. I pulled it up.
She hates this show.
That's true.
She was getting rid of this show, and she did not want to be. No, we miss you, Sam. We love
this is her way to quit. Actually, I think
she's
so.
Trying to quit. Bring back Sam, 2022. All right.
She wants to leave. What do you mean, bring back Sam?
Make Sam love Extra Magic Hour again.
Sam paycheck.
Sam's mad we're not getting paid.
Well, that's what any of you were expecting. I'm sorry.
Oh man. So all right. So we're talking about Epcot Festival of the Holidays is coming up in November 25th through December 30th. So just a little over a month. This is one of the shortest festivals they do, but is a lot of fun. And along with food, my favorite part of Epcot, they have a lot of entertainment around the holidays celebrated in each like country or like region, and they will put the different entertainment throughout the park in their respective little pavilions. So the Mexico pavilion is doing a Feliz Navidad that's going to consist of dancers and piñatas and music. We will have a Norway pavilion that will celebrate with Barn Santa visits Sigrid, and it is a storyteller, and it looks like, oh, it looks cute. It's a lot of little, sorry guys, I didn't get to read this beforehand.
No, you're fine.
So this is only happening Sunday through Saturday, so is that every day? Every day? Thanks. There's a... Saturday. I know, I was like, oh, it's only happening on the weekends, but it says Sunday through Saturday. So I thought it was going to say Saturday, Sunday, and then I read it, and I was like, it says Sunday through Saturday.
We're going to keep Sunday, change Saturday, and get rid of the weekdays.
And a lot of these are pretty quick performances between like 15 minutes and like probably 15-20 minutes. So you can catch a lot of these throughout your day as you're going throughout Epcot, enjoying your food and experiencing all the pavilions. There is a Chinese lion dancer that it's for the Lunar New Year, which is not during the holiday season. It's a little later, but they have the Chinese dancing dragon. There is the Italy Pavilion that has... Man, I wish I could read. The Tale of La Befana, who is a kind-hearted witch who visits sleeping children on the eve of the Epiphany. I didn't know that was a thing. I need to go to these. You can meet Santa Claus at the Odyssey Pavilion. There is a storyteller in the Japanese Pavilion. There will be a Hanukkah storyteller between Morocco and France. Is it Pierre Noël at the France Pavilion? So you can meet Santa there. You can meet Father Christmas at the United Kingdom Pavilion. Canada has the Holiday Voyagers that goes through different regions of Canada on a musical tour. Yeah, and then usually there is the candlelight processional that's done right across from the America Pavilion, which I know the names are out on them, but I don't know if that's anybody else's story. Shawn, Can I hear anyone?
Hello? I was muted,
okay.
Sorry.
Okay. I didn't have the little mute symbol, so I was confused.
One of them it was Josh Gad, so.
Yeah, I was like, I know Josh Gad, Simu Lee from Shang-Chi.
Oh, okay.
Mariska Hargitay from Law and Order.
Lin-Manuel's doing one, right?
I don't know. I feel like I would have remembered that, but I don't know.
Sorry, did I just cough on there? I apologize. I thought I muted.
I don't think so. I didn't hear it.
You're good.
Okay. Hello?
Am I next?
I can hear you.
Okay,
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
You have your other story too, right?
Yeah, I have another one. I can
go ahead, Lewis, and then we'll come back to Breanna for her story.
Okay.
All right. So my story is kind of parks related, kind of not parks related, but New York Comic Con is getting the King Thanos preview from the new ride, the new e-ticket attraction is going to DCA, which I'm super excited for. I think this gives Disney a chance to realize, like, hey, we didn't give enough in the parks panel, so we're going to release this. And I would not be surprised if we don't. I would be surprised if we don't get some type of CG ride through of what it's going to be like. I would be surprised, though, if we got like a ride vehicle concept or even a physical item of some sort. But I would not be surprised if we get some type of footage. But yeah, New York Comic Con is getting a panel or a segment for the new King Thanos attraction coming to DCA.
Oh, nice. And when is that?
Yeah.
November 7th, I think, or 17th.
Okay.
I'm not sure the dates.
Okay.
Yeah, it's coming up pretty quick. But I'm just like, the year that I get to go to D23, every other convention gets the fun news. Like, I'm just happy to see. Hopefully we'll get sneak peeks as well. I just want to know what kind of ride it is. That's my big thing.
Yeah, because the pictures make look it could even be like a water ride.
Right. I was like, there's so many different, really, like, I mean, the image that we got, literally, there's so many options. I just kind of think more into the space available, and I don't know how much that is. That makes me think that it's not going to be as extravagant as I'm picturing in my mind, but I'm hoping for the best.
From what I've understood, and there's a lot of space behind back there. I know the red car trolley station, that building is back there, but there's parking back there. If you do an aerial shot of DCA, it's a pretty decent sized space. I think I want to say Fresh Baked did something where you could actually fit Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway in there.
Okay.
Yep.
Because that's what I was trying to think. I was like, there's
that's
some
like
really
2
big
acres.
show buildings.
Yeah, it's going to be.
That's what makes me nervous.
To be big. Yeah.
But not only that, the technology, it's Rise of the Resistance. Rise of the Resistance has a big footprint, but there's 2 rides on that ride. You go up for part of the ride, and you're down below. So they could even go under. If it's a water ride, I mean, we see what Pirates does going under. I think it's a train track.
But Pirates is huge.
Pirates is huge, but if you go underground and build the water part, and then you come back up and you're on regular ground level, that can give you a lot of square footage.
Yeah. Yeah, Pirates is 2 show buildings. That's how big it is. So it's, but it's also 75, like you said, it's 75 feet below ground too. So that's why, they drop you down there. That's to get you down there to be under everything, which in that time is amazing that you would think about that in the time that it was done. You know what I mean? But especially living in an earthquake town or area. So you would never think there'd be something like that. And there's never been an issue with it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Thanos thing's going to be cool. They've always talked about the idea of something else being there. Even like D23 2 years ago or 3 years ago, Bob Chapek said, this is going to be like you're going to be able to battle with like the Guardians or a battle with Black Panther. And then even the DisInsider did a story last year saying that it was possibly going to be a Wakanda ride, depending on how the movie did. But that movie's going to be amazing. So we all agree there that's going to be the greatest thing ever. So
do you think we can get Pirates? Is it Tokyo Sea? That technology where it's water based, but it's not full blown small world water based. It's more of only a small factor of water, and you're on a track, you moving all different directions with practical sets and CG sets. Do you think it could be like that? But obviously Avengers themed.
I would love it to be like that, and that's what I hope for. I always feel like the overseas parks get that technology and stuff so further advanced than us, and so it makes me sad to be like, maybe I would love it to be, and I would hope it to be. It just sometimes they like to let us down over here.
I don't know if they're going to put something that extraordinary in DCA. I don't mean to sound like just. DCA is considered like the redheaded stepchild, I would say, probably to the parks. I love it. I think it's what I mean. I've only been to a few, but it's great. It deserves it. I think it deserves to make Avengers Campus even better, which a lot of people don't like Avengers Campus, and I really like it. I really like it. I like the idea of it, and Lewis is shaking his head, so he disagrees with me, right? You don't like it?
I think it's okay, but they try to squeeze it in a spot that they force that IP into that park. It's not like Star Wars Land where they got a fresh plot of land, build it from the ground up. They definitely forced it in there, and I think it shows. Not only that, after 5, that park is just a rest zone. Characters are gone. The shows kind of stop. I mean, I don't see a whole lot of Doctor Strange night shows anymore. Right. I mean, that whole land just dies at nightfall, and it's so sad because you have a handful of characters that you can utilize after hours. Hence Moon Knight, but Mr. Knight is apparently gone off and wandering. Like, why not bring him out? His costume makes sense at night. So for me, I think Avengers Campus was a huge miss. Not only that, slapping it right next to Cars Land. I mean, come on. Cars Land is beautifully built, and Avengers Campus just wasn't that. Avengers Campus should have been built in Hollywood Land, level out Hollywood Land, build it there, and then give either Bugs Land or another Pixar facelift and just give it that. But you tried too hard to squeeze it in there.
It is very much in a very small space, and the characters very much do carry it. Like, if it's not for the characters, there really isn't a whole lot there. But the characters do make it a lot of fun.
For sure.
I think it was one of the episodes on here we was talking about, I was just there with a bunch of other adults, and somehow me with like 5 other adults started tiptoeing around with Ant-Man and Black Widow.
Right.
Because we were scared to step on ants. It was all adults. There were no children. And that's just what happened.
Right. I have an unpopular opinion here, I think. And I think Avengers Campus is better than Galaxy's Edge. In my opinion. That's my, don't get me wrong. I love Galaxy's Edge. I think the theming's great, but I guess maybe because I'm more of a Marvel fan than I'm a Star Wars fan, but I definitely
enjoy my time in Avengers Campus.
Yeah, it's fun.
More.
It's fun. It's like you said, I remember being there a couple of years ago, and Thor walked up and we were having lunch and just kind of was talking to us. And Loki, oh, what are you guys doing? Just the interactions and my interaction with Wanda. I mean, it's we joke about it all the time, but just the way that they come across, and they're so like into their characters. And you don't see that at Galaxy's Edge. Galaxy's Edge was supposed to be this big thing that was supposed to have all this extra stuff, which is finally coming now, which I get that. Don't get me wrong, Smuggler's Run, we suck at it. We know we suck at it. 12%. Was
22.
it 22? Okay, 22%.
Wow.
I
Give us some credit.
12% though.
Okay, Lewis got 12%. But yeah, I mean, it's great. Rise of Resistance isn't even in my top 5 attractions. I like it. It's fun. It's not my top 5. I am more of a, I don't know. I know that's a tough take, but Lewis's favorite is the teacups. So I mean, come on. So his favorite land is Toontown. His favorite land is Toontown.
Because Toontown.
You tell me Toontown's better than Avengers Campus?
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Honestly, my childhood memories of Toontown, yeah.
Okay.
Like
so now I will give you that though.
I'm older, so I guess that's why it's
Avengers Campus characters, home run. They hit it out of the park every single time next to Star Wars. Land to land, Star Wars takes the cake. Attractions, it's hard because Spider-Man, I think, was a bust. I think Smuggler's Run was a bust. I love Guardians.
Yeah, I love Smuggler's Run. I don't think it was a bust, but
I think Guardians is really cool for the reskin that it got. Rise of the Resistance, though, Disney broke down some barriers with that technology. But I will say it's a bit overrated. It's a good ride. I think it needs a little bit more time to like ferment in the park to grow on me. But I mean, yeah, it's hard to compare the two lands because one land's better at some things than the other. But overall, if we're going apples to apples for it, on a good day, I would agree with you. I'd go Avengers Campus over Star Wars.
Yeah, it's you're right. Rise of the Resistance is definitely groundbreaking, but I think you're going to see a lot more attractions with that Rise of the Resistance platform coming very soon. So I think that's the way they're going to head. That's the way they're going to go. I mean, this new Thanos attraction could go that way easily, and be just as mind blowing as Rise of the Resistance is great. And didn't mean to get off on a tangent, but we always do. So, but it was. Yeah, they're both great. Guardians of the Galaxy is one of my top 3 attractions, which is hard to say because I'm a purist of rides. I just love that. It's so much fun, even though it makes me sick sometimes. I absolutely love it. It's so much fun, and the characters and everything. But let's get on to our next story because we can talk about this all night, I think. So we're back to Breanna for your story now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So we are making our way back to Walt Disney World, and they are returning the after hours events. These events happen at Disneyland too, usually with themes, and sometimes Disneyland will have themes as well. But these are separately ticketed events that happen after the park closes, with vastly low crowds and free snacks, free popcorn, free drinks, free Mickey ice cream. I think that's all you get. Popcorn, drinks, Mickey ice cream. And it's like unlimited snacks. So, stock up. Short times for rides. So these are happening starting in January, and you can actually start buying tickets tomorrow. But if you already have a hotel reservation, you could start buying tickets. Okay, let me restate that. You can start buying tickets the day that this comes out, I think. Yeah, Friday.
All right.
I think. Hold on, Johnny. Yes, October 7th.
Okay.
Which will be the day this episode comes out. And then starting as of Tuesday this week, so already past, if you are a hotel guest, you can already be buying tickets for these after hour events. They are going to cost between $129 and $159. And I know there's at least a few happening in January. It just says select nights through January 4th through April 19th so far.
Okay.
And those are the ones for Hollywood Studios. So it's Hollywood Studios and Magic Kingdom. And then the Magic Kingdom will be select nights through January 9th and March 27th.
Perfect.
So.
All right. Well, that's our news for the week. We're going to go into an interview that I did with Kim, the VP of Getaway Today. We did that earlier today. We talked about her crazy month of traveling from Knott's Berry Farm to Universal Studios, just beating a hurricane. It was a good talk with her. So we'll be right back in a few minutes. So stick around. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Extra Magic Hour. We're so honored to have with us Kim from Getaway Today again. Kim, how are you?
So great. Happy to be here.
It's been a minute. We had a busy month. Well, you had a really busy month.
Super busy. Yes. It was so fun.
I remember I went to D23 and I'm sitting in my airport in Medford, Oregon, and I'm looking on the thing, and Kim is at the airport in I'm assuming Orange County, going home after Oogie Boogie. Yeah, you're like just going home after Oogie Boogie. So
yes, that's right.
Yeah, because you guys went crazy that month. You started off the end of August. You did another hotel tour with
we did.
In Garden Grove, right?
And Knott's Berry Farm, and the kickoff of Halloween time at Disneyland, and then just a few days later, back for the first Oogie Boogie Bash, and then less than a week later, on our way to Orlando. So it was jam packed.
You busy. So let's start with the hotel tour. I know Lewis and Breanna Lewis was completely blown away and so excited that I asked him to go because I couldn't go. I'm like, Lewis, he's like, I want to do this so bad. And he got to meet Chris Provost. So that's all that mattered. That's all I've heard about is that he got to meet Chris Provost. And I'm like, so that hotel tour was not in Anaheim. It was in Garden Grove, right?
It was technically Garden Grove, but that's the thing is people think, oh, Garden Grove, it's so far away. You're a mile and a half down the street. It's on Harbor Boulevard. And the hotels that are just down a tiny bit further, I'm sure you got the same report back from Bree and Lewis. They're amazing. And you get so much value when you stay there.
They have shuttles and stuff too, so it doesn't really matter, right?
Oh, absolutely. They use the shuttle system. A lot of them have free shuttles exclusively for Getaway Today guests, free breakfast exclusively for Getaway Today guests. Beautiful, like some of the most beautiful remodeled high-end hotel rooms in the Anaheim area. So like the Hyatt Orange County, I'm sure you heard about that. It's incredible. They just completed a remodel, and it prices with our fourth night free. It ends up being less expensive than most of our moderate to value properties. It's for sure a deluxe experience.
Nice. So. Yeah, they said they had a great time. I think from what Lewis told me, they stole the hard hats. They weren't supposed to.
They weren't real hard hats.
I'm sorry about that. So they told me, Lewis, like, we took the hard hats. I don't think we're supposed to. I'm like, oh.
They were no, they were like party hard hats. They were just to be cute. So they were total gifts.
Okay.
And that was from the Hilton Garden Inn, they're doing a major renovation and the rooms look so good. And we got to see the before rooms and the after rooms, which was fun to get that juxtaposition.
I gotta get down for one of those things so bad. I would, if I wasn't doing D23 the following week, I would have came to that one because I could have made it work. But I already had the following week off. So
send us your dates and we'll plan it around you.
Oh, okay.
Not kidding, Shawn. We want you there.
So you guys did that, and then I know Lewis and Breanna didn't get to go, but you guys all got to go to. Y'all went to Knott's Berry Farm the next day, right?
Yes, Knott's Berry Farm, which was so much fun. We were there midweek, off peak season. We got there first thing in the morning. All of the hardcore roller coasters walk on. So Ghost Rider, which is so fun, Hang Time, which is terrifying. I will probably not ever do that one again. But all of these coasters that normally have big time waits were walk on. We did the what is it called? The log ride. It used to be Bigfoot Rapids. That's how I'm so aging myself. But
my gosh, I remember that. That's the last time I was there, I think.
Yes. It's now the Calico River or something. And then we did the little mine train, all of the fun things. It was so enjoyable. And then had lunch at Mrs. Knott's chicken dinner. Got to have the fried chicken, the boysenberry pie, all of the goodness.
I've heard the chicken is so good.
It's so good.
Is it better than Plaza Inn?
It is. It is.
Is it really?
That's what they do. It is.
I have heard that from more than one person. Yeah, I've heard that. I had Plaza Inn chicken when I went into May for the Main Street Electrical Parade dining thing, and it was. I'm not gonna lie. I think I've had it a long time ago. But it was really, really good, and I appreciate it. But I'm a big guy and I love food, so I mean that's a cool thing. So you guys did Knott's Berry Farm, and then you were back at Disneyland on I want to say September 1st or 2nd. Right.
Yeah. So, it was kind of 3 days in a row. So we did hotel tours on Wednesday, Knott's Berry Farm on Thursday, and then on Friday it was the kickoff of Halloween time. So we rope dropped Haunted Mansion Holiday, had a slight delay there, but worth it, of course. And then grabbed all of the Halloween treats from throughout the resort, met up in front of the castle around 2:00. It had the Oogie Boogie cookies, the alien macarons, like all of the
good stuff.
Alien vampire macarons. Yeah. All the good stuff. The donuts. We went all over the place picking up treats and snacks.
And then you stayed and you did the first Oogie Boogie Bash of the season.
I didn't
right?
stay. I came home and then flew back out for it because it was Labor Day weekend. I'm like, I have kids. They miss their mom. I miss them. But yes, I was back on Tuesday night. I know. Back on Tuesday night for the first Oogie Boogie, which was incredible. So I'm sure you've seen the Sanderson sisters kind of stole the show. Yeah. Bruno was so great. The treat trails were excellent. They had a bunch of new characters this year and then returning favorites. Like, I'm sorry, but Sid from Toy Story is excellent.
I've heard he's the best. I've heard that. I've watched a few different videos. The Cali Bay, Fresh Baked, I think as well, both said that he's one of the best. I also heard that Ernesto de la Cruz is really, really good too. Ernesto
de la Cruz was mind-blowing. So the makeup, the special effects that they did with him were incredible. Yeah. He was, another showstopper. And the treat trails, the lines get long, but they move quickly. And that's what I love. It feels almost more like the COVID times when you would be like, hi characters. And if you want to stop and take a picture, you can, but they're like elevated. So it keeps the flow going. Whereas like they have the character meet and greets like the Sanderson sisters, that takes forever because people are going and interacting and they keep it to like 3 pictures. They try to keep it fast, but it's not the same as a treat trail where you're constantly a stream of people moving through. So.
Yeah, Breanna went and she loved it. She said it was great. And Nicole from our show, she's going next week for her birthday. And it's I would love to do it sometime. It looks like so much fun. But I put all my eggs into my D23 basket this year.
I get it.
I've never been. But
next year there's no D23. So
that's right. There's not. Speaking of D23, I know you weren't there because you were on your way to Walt Disney World by that time, right?
Right.
I came by the Mice Chat booth and I didn't see your person that was there. I must not have seen them when I was there. I don't think she was there at the time I walked by, but could have been. Yeah, she was in and out. It was just Carly. I know. Holding down the fort by her lonesome. So, did you happen to see the announcements from the D23 from the Parks panel?
Yes, we were following all of the announcements.
So tell me this: what was your favorite announcement from all the Parks panel that you got?
Well, my favorite, and I knew it was coming, but still so nice to have it confirmed that Mickey's Toontown will be opening early 2023. So we don't have to wait too much longer for that. And Mickey's Runaway Railway is one of my favorite attractions, period. So the fact that we get it on the West Coast is so exciting. So I think for me, that was the very most
Lewis exciting. Is the same. Lewis's favorite land in Disneyland is Toontown, which I don't know anyone that would pick that. Is that yours?
I don't either. No, it's not.
Yeah,
but
okay.
Still, I think it was I think that's the most impactful for our guests is that you get a whole new land and it's coming soon.
Yeah, we've debated this like 5. How do you pick that as your favorite of all of the lands? But he's adamant and will argue with me about it, and it's fine. Okay. But Lewis is very opinionated, so we'll take it. So I was excited about that. I was even like Magic Happens Parade went away. I was excited to hear this coming back.
Yes,
I was excited that they're hitting Disneyland the hardest for the 100th year. That they're doing most of the stuff on there for the 100th. What was your not least favorite, or what was a miss that you thought from the announcements?
A miss. I wouldn't call it a miss, but it is tricky. And they'd never done it before, and I understand why they don't do it. And I'm like, maybe you guys just shouldn't do it. Is talking about all of the forward plans that are so far out that are still very much in development stages for Walt Disney World that will likely change 3 to 4 times. Because I'm sorry, but if you tell me that Zootopia and Encanto and all of these crazy awesome stories are coming to the parks, and then you're like, oh, never mind. It's going to be a letdown. I think it just has potential. It just seemed like
they were just talking about it. They're like they were brainstorming then. I'm like, that's probably not the best time to brainstorm here about that.
Right. So that I felt was a little bit off, but I mean, because it's like D23 is normally the time for announcements. So it felt a little bit of a disconnect there, I would say.
Okay.
Sounds like you're probably on
it's kind of the same thing. Like when they announced the San Francisco, I thought, okay, cool idea, but they really didn't give you anything. Just like, this is coming, and this is all we know. Here's a picture, basically.
Right. Because I would like a timeline for that for sure.
I don't think it fits where they want to put it either with the way that property is now. You have Pixar over here and you have, Pixar on both sides basically now with Cars Land and the pier.
That's
it just
a good point.
Kind of fits weird in there. But I mean, I understand the way they can make it look is easy and it's an easy fix and it changes it, which is cool. So, and obviously everyone was disappointed. Well, I didn't expect them. Not that I was disappointed, but no one announced what was going to happen with the treehouse. Everyone was kind of bummed about the treehouse.
I wonder if that's going to be like one of those quiet, like just all of a sudden it shows up on Disney Parks blog and it's like, oh yeah, we have a new theme. Cool.
Well, it's the same thing like for the Marvel, 2 weeks later, Deadpool 3 is announced. It's like just out of nowhere. You're like, why didn't you announce this 2 weeks ago?
Right.
Which is huge. Deadpool being in the Marvel, which is the greatest thing ever. So what do you think is going to go in the treehouse before we move on to our next thing? I ask everyone this. So
I'd heard Encanto, but then I heard that it wasn't going to be Encanto. Mm-hmm. So I really don't know because I feel like that would be such a good and obvious choice. My kids wanted to go back to Swiss Family Robinson for some reason. So I don't think that will happen. I don't know. I still am going to go with Encanto just because I think it would be the best fit. Okay. How about you? What do you think?
There's a lot. I heard a rumor last week that it's going to be SEA. To go along with the Jungle Cruise because that's SEA as well.
Okay.
Then I still have this like weird suspicion that it's going to be something like Mama Odie related from.
Interesting.
But we'll see. I don't think Encanto fits right there. I think it's a great idea for that treehouse to be that, but it doesn't fit in Adventureland or New Orleans Square, which is what it borders. So it's just a weird thought. So we've deep dived this thing like 10 times. So.
I love it. I love it.
So I only had a few questions for you, but I have a few more for you now as I just sit here and think about what we've talked about. Big controversy on our show because our show's called Walt's Apartment. Our main show's called Walt's Apartment. You saw they changed the lamp in the apartment?
I did.
Thoughts? Yeah. Because I have a lot of pissed off people in my show that aren't happy about it.
Yeah. I mean, I might land in that camp a little bit. It just, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my logo is the apartment window, and now I have to change it. No, I'm just kidding. I can't because it costs what it costs. And my tattoo is the same thing, so you can't change all that. So
right, but yeah, I mean, I both those things in history. It's a memento of the past. It felt really special as is, but
it might be because we were just talking before we come on. They just announced like an hour ago that they're going to be starting up the tours again of Walt's Apartment Hotel, of Walt's Apartment, and also the Christmas as well. So Christmas tour. So there's so much stuff to talk about with you. Let me see what else I got here. So let's talk about your trip to Walt Disney World. Did I miss anything yet? No. There's an announcement. Walt Disney World. Tell us about that trip.
Walt Disney World was amazing. We lucked out. We were able to be there right before the hurricane, which was just awful and scary for people. But of course, I'm sure you were following the news. Walt Disney World, of course, handled it so well. But we were there. So we were gone for a span of 11 days between like travel days. And we started at Universal Orlando Resort, which is so great. But we did like 5 full park days. We also did, I normally like cram our trips, just like bam, 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 bam. But this time I was like in the middle, I'm like, okay, we're going to have like a down day and we're going to go and enjoy the resort. And I will say one of the best things we did, I don't know if you can hear that. Sorry.
That's okay. Real life. I was coughing at the same time, so it's fine.
Great. Yeah. So long story, but I don't have a window in my office right now. It's covered up with plyboard. We had a mishap with the window. Our glass is on back order. So it's I can hear a lot out my window, but I can't see anything out my window. So
it wasn't a bad mishap, was it?
I mean, just some punk teenagers decided to throw.
That's crazy.
It's fine. Everything's fine. What do you do? Worse things have happened in the world. But one of the best things we did in our entire Walt Disney World trip, and I had never done it before, was a private fireworks cruise for Harmonious.
Oh.
So you meet at the yacht club. And it's definitely a splurge. But when I tell you the price tag, I'm like, I'm going to ask you how much you think this would cost before I tell you how much it was, because our concierge team set it up for me. They're the ones who clued me into it. They do such a good job with everything. So you go to the yacht club just before fireworks time. Well, about an hour before the fireworks start, before the Harmonious show. And you meet your person, your captain, and then you go into your own private a pontoon boat.
Okay.
Really nice, really comfortable, just beautiful. The boat will fit up to 10 guests. So it's one set price for all 10 guests.
Okay.
And then your boat comes with like a whole cooler stocked with all of the soda, bottled waters, and then like a big treat basket with like the Mickey Rice Krispie treats, giant cookies. Like they're not Gideon's Bakery, but they kind of look like Gideon's Bakery, like the big cookies, brownies, popcorn, pretzels, all of the fun stuff. And then you go on a little like hour cruise, just kind of around the lake. They take you through the Swan and the Dolphin. They take you through the boardwalk, and then you kind of circle back around. And then your boats, there's only 5 boats a night that go. You all pull in under the bridge in Epcot, and you tie up together right at England. So you're all in the line, front row for Harmonious. You watch the show. It's magical. It's spectacular. The boat next to us got engaged while we were out there.
Oh,
like
nice.
so cute, so fun. And then you just take your boat back and end up right at the yacht club. So how much would you expect to pay for a premium experience like that for up to 10 guests?
How long was it?
It was about an hour and a half.
I'm comparing it to a VIP tour. So
Right.
$1,500.
$423 with tax.
For 10 people?
For 10 people? I'm like, okay, no, granted, I only had 5 with me. So it was like, like a higher price per person, but it's still $423.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is the most premium experience. I felt like such a VIP at such a value. Yeah. If you had 10 people, that's like $40 a person for a private viewing of Harmonious, all your treats, all your snacks, and like the private cruise. It was like the best kept secret. But again, they only do 5 boats a night. So it's really hard to get. So that's why I'm like so singing our praises of our concierge team, because they will be up at like 3:00 in the morning. They call the resort, they get it taken care of for you. It was one of the best things we did the whole trip. And then I finally got to go on Guardians of the Galaxy, which I was like,
was that?
Oh, it was so good. But I will tell you, they missed an opportunity, because you know that one of the songs, they have 6 different songs that they rotate through. And one is September. And I was there on the 21st of September. And I wrote it on the 21st of September. And I did not get the song September. I know. Don't you think they should have just had that one playing all day long?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
a no-brainer, right?
Right.
So no, but we got to write it 3 different times while we were there. I got 3 different songs.
Did you ever get September?
It was excellent. No, I never got September. I never got September. I got Everybody Wants to Rule the World. I got Disco Inferno and Conga. And all 3 were excellent.
Gosh, how fun.
I think Disco Inferno was my favorite of the 3.
So that
it was so good.
Did it make you sick?
It did not make me sick.
It did not? Okay.
I was nervous, and my husband gets super motion sickness, and it did not make him sick either. We were both really concerned about it, and it was not.
Yeah, I get like motion sickness on Star Tours.
Oh, I totally do. Yeah.
And like on Indiana Jones sometimes, if I'm not like in the right mindset. I don't know, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I get sick on Star Tours. I get sick on.
Who doesn't actually? I think.
Right.
My God, yeah.
Yes, I mean, I do get some motion sickness. I did not get motion sickness on that.
Oh, good. Okay, but I don't get sick like on Millennium Falcon because I think you're actually doing. You're
interesting.
You're like paying attention. So quick trip back to when we went. We went for D23. I had a group of us met up. We had myself, Breanna, Lewis, Joey, and Nicole all met up on Disney Plus Day.
Oh, fun. Yes.
And we got there, we got our ears and stuff that they were selling for $500 each on eBay by the end of the day.
Oh, please.
For these ears, for some plastic ears. I gave mine I gave mine to Debbie from Designer Parco's husband. Because they got there late. I'm like, I don't like ears. So here you go. I got my Wanda ears. That's it. So that's
yes.
But I gave him my ears, but we went on, the 5 of us went on Smuggler's Run. We got a 12.
I've never, ever seen that.
Yeah, we
got off. How did you do that?
We don't know. Me and Luce were the 2 pilots, and we couldn't do anything right. We got off, and the lady's just shaking her head at us when we got off. She's like, "Oh, Chewy's gonna be so mad at you." That's they made us feel so bad, like we really did this, like Chewy's gonna be so disappointed. We're like, "Yeah, we know. Back off." You know, it was I never felt so defeated in my life, honestly.
Oh.
Then we walk out like this other exit. I felt like we were going out like a different exit. Like there was no one around.
They're like the losers go up.
I thought we were going to wind up out in the parking lot or something. It just felt so bad. But yeah, don't get sick on that, maybe because I was too focused on losing. So, but whatever. But okay. So Walt, did you go to you hit all the parks when you were there?
Hit all the parks. We did 2 days starting at Epcot because we really wanted to make sure we got to experience Guardians. Mm-hmm. I park hopped this time a lot, and I typically don't park hop, but this time it just worked better with our schedule. we had a really good experience. We also used Genie Plus this time, which I had heard really bad things about it in Florida. And it is trickier.
Genie Plus,
yes.
Both,
so we can get into that a little bit later. But we did all 4 parks. We spent time at the resort. We stayed at Caribbean Beach Resort this time. It was a lot of fun. I love the Skyliner. Like that in and of itself. I'm like, that's a ride. Even if you're not staying at one of the Skyliner resorts, just ride it because it's so cool to see. But yeah, we just had a really good time.
Good. Now, park hopping is different there as well. So you have, from what I understand, I have not been to Walt Disney World since I was like 16.
Oh yeah, it's
when I went there. There was only Epcot and Magic Kingdom. We got to pick which one we went to. I went to Magic Kingdom because it's like Disneyland. I'll go there.
Right.
It wasn't like Disneyland. I still even back when I was 16 years old. I'm like, this is not like Disneyland.
No, it's not.
I was still complaining like this is nothing like the real park. And
right.
But park hopping there, you have, correct me if I'm wrong, you have to go to your startup park no matter what, correct?
You do, yes.
That's weird. And it's so spread out too.
Right. And you cannot park hop until 2 p.m., which is tricky.
And they close earlier there too, don't they?
It depends. When we were there, they stayed open a little bit later. Okay. But we also, because we were staying on property, we really wanted to take advantage of the early mornings. So we were done by the time the parks closed for sure. Like we didn't like get kicked out of the parks or anything like that. We were happy to leave and get going just because we had started our day so early.
Right.
But yeah, it is a little bit different. And the buses, so you can take the buses in between. If you're doing Hollywood Studios or Epcot, for sure take the Skyliner just because it's fun and it's faster than anything else. But the buses don't start leaving until 1:30 to get you to the next park. So it really is like a timing thing.
Right.
But it's pretty slick. Like they do it well.
Okay. Now I don't even know what I was going to ask.
I will say this, Guardians, the only way to ride it if you're not starting your day in Epcot is to purchase the individual lightning lane because right now they don't have the standby option. And they do the second release at 1 p.m. and you have to be inside Epcot. So if you're not starting in Epcot, then you really aren't going to be able to ride it unless you
you can't buy the lightning lane from a different park?
Well, you can buy the lightning lanes, yeah. So you can't ride unless you're willing to pay for it. So you can buy, you just can't join the virtual queue. So so 2 of the times we rode was because we started our park days in Epcot, and then the third time we actually started in Hollywood Studios. But I purchased an individual lightning lane for an early evening return.
Was that $20
for that park? I think it was 15.
Okay.
So, but also remember, Genie Plus is only $15 in Florida as well. 15 plus tax, which is different than California too. California's a higher price point, but taxes are included.
Right.
Florida's 15 plus tax.
That's not bad. And then if you're a Magic Key holder, I'd realized that when I was there.
Yes.
You actually get a discount. I was like,
is it 20%?
Wait a minute, it's only, I think it was $16. I think it was. Yeah. So 20%. I'm like, okay, that doesn't suck.
We'll take that. Yeah.
I was pretty excited about that. So talking about Genie Plus, I asked you last night, so what do you want to talk about? So let's talk about the difference between Genie Plus and California and Florida. So floor is yours. Kind of give us a little.
Yes. So Genie Plus, so so we just talked about the price point. It's more expensive in Disneyland, but in Disneyland, the thing that's really nice is it includes all of your PhotoPass pictures. Right. It does not include that in Florida. In Florida, it does include the photo lenses, which previously hadn't been at Disneyland, but then they announced yesterday that the photo lenses are coming. All the virtual backgrounds and almost like a Snapchat filter type thing. But those are really fun to play around with. So those were included in Florida. Because there are 4 parks and because they're so spread out, it's tricky. Walt Disney World expects you to be able to use it for three attractions a day is what they expect you to be able to use Genie Plus for. Where in Disneyland, they're like, you should be able to hit every attraction in 3 parks. Yeah, they expect, that's the expectation that Disney sets is 3.
Oh, wow.
We did not have that experience. We were able to use it between 6 to 8 times per attraction, but we had a few things going for us. And one was like, especially, so we did Magic Kingdom. We started there 2 days. We started there on a Tuesday and we lucked out. It was not a busy park day. We also planned our park days to be the same day as the Not So Scary Halloween party because those will typically have fewer crowds. So Tuesday we used, I want to say like 12. I want to say we were able to use like 12 different times. We used it for everything. But with that in mind, there were 2 or 3 attractions that seemed like per park that the Genie Pluses go quickly. So you have to weigh whether or not you want to use your Genie Plus on that and risk 2 hours until you can get your next one. Because also, okay, that's the other thing. This is a big, big difference. So in Disneyland, you can make your first theme park or your first ride reservation the second you walk into a park. In Florida, it starts at 7 a.m. regardless of where you are. But the rule is still either when you use your first lightning lane. So if your first lightning lane is for an early return time, then great, you can start making your next lightning lanes. Mm-hmm. But if it's for a later return time, you can't make it until 2 hours after the park opens. So it's not 9 o'clock. It's not 2 hours from when you made the first one. If the park opens at 9, you can't make your next one until 11.
Okay.
I know. So it takes some strategy. So for example, the 2 rides in Magic Kingdom that were like immediately late return times in the afternoon were, well, I shouldn't say immediate afternoon, but they were later return times were Peter Pan and Jungle Cruise. So you kind of have to choose, do you want to do Peter Pan or do you want to do Jungle Cruise? And then we would rope drop the other one.
Right.
So that's what we decided to do. The one morning on Tuesday we got there early because we were staying on property. We got there for the early entry. We got to, what is it? Oh my gosh, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. It showed a 25-minute wait. And we're like, that's actually pretty good for this attraction. So we're going to do that. It ended up taking us like 18 minutes, which was awesome. So we're like, great, we got that done. So on Friday, when we came back, we're like, we're going to do the same thing. Mm-hmm. We got to the park even a few minutes earlier. By the time we got to Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, because it was a much busier day, it was already a 60-minute wait for Seven Dwarfs. So we're like, okay, we'd already grabbed our Genie Plus for, I know, we're like, peace out. We're not doing it. We grabbed our Genie Plus for Peter Pan because we did that at 7 a.m. So we're like, okay, let's go to Jungle Cruise because we know that's already got the late return time. We walked on Jungle Cruise. We walked on Big Thunder. We walked on Splash Mountain. We came back. We walked on Space Mountain. Like we walked on almost everything while everybody else was standing in that hour line for Snow White. And then because we still had the lightning lanes available for those, I was really surprised in Magic Kingdom, the return times, you just have to watch the return times all the time in Florida, more so than Disneyland. Like in California, you just kind of expect them to be available-ish. There's like a couple outliers, you know, but we were able to do those same attractions. Pirates has a lightning lane in Florida.
Oh, nice.
And again, Peter Pan has a lightning lane in Florida. So that in and of itself is really cool. So, but we were able to do all of our favorite attractions twice by having Genie Plus and using the early entry in Florida. So I was impressed with how much we were able to get done, but I was a little bit surprised at how much more you had to be on it to use it in Florida, and that we did have to like let some stuff go. Like we didn't ride Jungle Cruise at all on Tuesday because I'm like, I don't want to give up the opportunity to do these individual return times, like immediate return times right now, and be able to ride everything. So,
okay,
does that make sense? It's like
no, absolutely, it does,
like,
for sure.
You've got 2 hours, and by the time 2 hours comes, then those attractions are less likely to be immediate return times, and then you just keep limiting yourself the further you get through the day. So
let me ask you this. So with your services, even though this isn't one of the questions either, but what you're talking about there, do you tell like the average guest, everything you just told me, do you give them like that advice and say, hey, do this, this, and this has always worked for us? You know?
Yes, we do. So our concierge team will be the one that kind of takes over that aspect of it. And at the same time, like, if you're like, dude, I don't want that much information, like you're stressing me out. We don't. But at the same time, like we are in such close communication with our guests. We're like, hey, just wanted to let you know, this is available. If you have any questions or concerns, just reach out, let us know. We can tell you which lightning lanes to grab first. We always post our strategies, like what we've been doing, what works for us, what we like to do.
Right.
So that's our team will hold your hand as much or as little as you want it to be. We also help with the dining reservations, and we did 4 different dining reservations this time, plus the fireworks cruise. So
that's awesome.
We were putting our team like to work, and I got my email at like I want to say 4:00 in the morning. It's like, hey, we got everything set up for you. I'm like, oh my gosh, we have the best team.
So you don't do anything, even you work for them. You still have them do your work.
I have them.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. Okay,
I'm not waking up at 4:00 in the morning. Are you kidding me? No way. So not when they're the pros.
Right.
So yeah, we did the fireworks cruise. We did the sci-fi diner at Hollywood Studios, which I loved.
Nice.
We did Be Our Guest. We did Sebastian's Bistro over at Caribbean Beach. I love that restaurant. And then we did the Space 220 at Epcot, which was
I've heard that's amazing.
It was so good.
I need to go to Walt Disney World.
You do. I'm telling you, Space 220, like the experience is so cool, and it just like really does feel like you're in space. And so like I'm like, okay, the food doesn't have to be good because the experience is so good. Like they could get away with average or whatever food. It was one of the best meals we had. Like that's
awesome.
It was pretty great.
So let me ask you a question, and I'm going to get into a few more things about you guys. The Magic Band Plus thing.
Yes.
Are we excited about this for Disneyland? This has been a topic on our show for the past couple of weeks too. My people are saying why, because you really don't need it at Disneyland. What are your thoughts?
Yes. So I think it's really slick. So this is something I noticed too. And the Magic Bands, I feel like with Magic Bands, their Disney World seems to be stricter with lightning lane return times because everybody has to do their own. Like it's just most people do their own. Where in California, it's like normally everybody has like everybody's loaded onto one person's phone. So mom or whoever goes up and they just like scan. And if you have a larger group, like it's not all like sometimes somebody doesn't get scanned and they still get in. Like you know what I mean? It's like more loosey goosey. Disneyland like, okay, just go. Florida, they're not. They're really watching that like a hawk. So I think when it comes over to Disneyland, you will see less abuse with the lightning lane system. So that's probably a really good thing for Disney. Just for convenience, I love the Magic Bands.
Okay.
One thing that I really do like about it, though, that won't be in Disneyland when it first debuts is the ability to charge back to your room. So especially when you're like going around, like we did food and wine. When you're stopping at like 7 different booths, you don't want to get your phone or your wallet out every single time. You just tap your wrist and it's good to go, which made it really simple. So, but having everybody's tickets on their wristband is cool. My kids love having their own wristband. They feel like they're really grown up. Okay. And having the lightning lane redemption was really slick, and just not getting your phone out every single time was nice. So you don't need it. I know a lot of people are like, it's one more way for Disney to make money. It is, but it's very much optional. If you want to use your paper ticket, use your paper ticket. Right. If you want to use your app, use your app. There's not going to be you're not going to have any less of an experience by not having a Magic Band. Okay. But it does make things a little bit easier if you do. So
what's coming up? We're in Halloween season now. What's coming up? Getaway Today. What do we need to be looking for? What do we need to start thinking about booking? Talk to me.
For now, I mean, yes, it feels so weird because we're like totally in Halloween season right now. But holidays are next month. Holidays are kicking off on November 12th, I want to say. Or no, the 11th. Yeah. The 11th. Yes, yep. Friday the 11th. Yeah, so that's a big. And you'll be there, right? I'm sure I will be there. Yes, I'll be there. Jen will be there. We'll have, I think, Jordan and Aaron from our team there. Oh, nice. We're gonna party holiday style. So, that's a big deal. Like you mentioned, the hotel or not the hotel tours, the holiday tours are coming back this year for the first time ever, which is very exciting. It's time to start booking holidays, and then already for 2023, you can book clear into 2023 right now. So that's very exciting. All of 2023. You could book your Halloween time for 2023 in it right now. You could book holidays for next year. Okay. Really, really a good time. You're never penalized for booking early. So if you think you're going to go, we recommend getting that on the books so you can lock in your hotel and know that you're going. And then 120 days before, we'll of course send you your email reminder. Hey, it's time to start making those theme park reservations and get you all set up. Perfect. You guys are the best. I love that we get to do this and get to hang out every month. I do too, Shawn. It's so fun. Last month we didn't because we were both busy. You were gone for the whole month, but I mean, you had a good reason. But good for you. But I appreciate you guys so much, and I love being a small part of your guys' little crew there. But when we wrap up, I want to ask you a question after when we're done. So stay on after I hang up. But
how do we reach you guys? What's the best way to reach you guys?
855 Getaway is our agents, and they love talking through. They've been to all of the parks. You can also go to getawaytoday.com and easily book online. So, or use the link below. So
that's right. Use our link.
They know you came from Walt's apartment.
That's right. Let them know. Cool. Jen, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. I wasn't feeling good when we started. Now I feel much better and want to plan another trip now. So thank you so much. So
Good.
Let's take it back to the show. Kim, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thanks so much, Shawn. Appreciate it.
Well, hello, and welcome to Let's Get to Know Our Sponsor. Getaway Today has been helping Disney vacation dreams come true since 1990. Whether you choose to visit the happiest place on earth or travel to Orlando and beyond, they want to help you. Need to know the best hotel in the area? What theme park ticket should you buy? Have a last-minute change? No worries. Their travel experts are always here to help. Want to book a cruise and don't know where to start? Hey, they can help with that too. They will help you find the perfect cruise for your vacation, whether it is your first time or you're a well-seasoned cruiser. When you book your cruise with one of the Getaway Today's experts, you will have a dedicated agent to help you every step of the way. They take care of the details so you can have the most fun. Getaway Today has layaway, peace of mind travel, allowing you to cancel or make changes up to 72 hours in advance. You will always have the most up-to-date vacation information, both pre-arrival and upon your welcome. Getaway Today will guarantee the best prices with no hidden fees. And every time you book through Getaway Today, they will donate a portion back to a charitable organization in your area. And so far, over $4.5 million has been donated. So click the link in our show notes to start your Disney vacation planning for more information and the best deals. Tell them Walt's apartment sent you. And until next time, enjoy the view from Walt's apartment.
When she says million. Yes, check out Getaway Today. They're awesome. They've been with us since the beginning. So get you some Getaway Today, and let's click on the link in the show notes, and you can start your trip plan there. They do cruises, they do everything. They don't just do Disney. So I was talking to her before. My boss is looking to do a cruise, and I said, we'll do it all. They'll plan the cruise. They plan all the events for the cruise, and Anyone have thoughts on Getaway Today? You guys got to meet them. I still haven't got to meet them. I've met Kim in person once, but have you guys used them? I think, Breanna, you've used them once before, haven't you?
I've used their website. So if you don't like talking on the phone like the millennial that I am, you can just go to their website, and we have a link, or if you forget to press the link like I did, you can just type in that you were sent there by Walt's apartment, and you could just book online through their site, and you get all of the deals that they offer, which we talked about through our stories and stuff from the hotel tours. You often get either free parking or free Wi-Fi that you often have to pay for, free nights, free breakfasts. There was a place that I think it was a $22 breakfast per person, and you get up to 4 people, I think, for breakfast for free if you book through Getaway Today. So
she was talking about one of the hotels you guys went to, the Hilton or the Orange something. She said that it's being remodeled, the one where you guys stole the hats. We talked about that too. Yeah.
Whoops.
I guess, free nights. I mean, so that makes it pretty affordable if you go there for 3 days and you have an extra night for free. That's kind of cool. So check them out. And let's get into our little bit of Disney park. Did you know? Breanna, you can go first this time.
All right. So mine is a little funny story time. So one of my favorite bands is Ice Nine Kills, which is a band that makes a lot of their music based off horror movies, and their sets are quite graphic. They were supposed to play at Disney Spring quite a few years ago until Disney found out who they were, and they actually banned them from ever playing at Disney Springs. There is a lot of rumors that the band just got banned from ever even entering the parks, but I'm pretty sure all that is false. But they did get banned from playing at Disney Springs. They are not allowed to play at Disney Springs. So
Dang.
Disney does very much filter what goes through. And just as a fun side note, the band retaliated by making their own merch line with like Mickey Mouse dressed up as horror characters.
Jeez.
I love this story. And it brings me to another story that I'm hoping to use for next week's Disney Did You Know?
Okay. Oh, that's what we call a teaser in the show business realm. All right. So I was going to do something, that I think we talked about a long time ago, is about Epcot, the ball, the water people don't get wet because of the way it drains. That's cool. I think we did that. I think, Breanna, you did like a couple years ago, right? Or a year ago. Okay.
Probably when we first started. I actually think it was like one of the very first Disney Did You Knows.
So here's one. Did you guys know? And I might have done this too, but did you guys know the Beatles actually broke up at the Contemporary Hotel?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, they had a meeting there, and that's when they actually broke up.
It was like when the official paperwork.
The official paperwork was signed. The Beatles broke up at Walt Disney World. So yeah, take that with you. I mean, everyone knows that, but it's cool and
a lot of music inspiration.
Yeah. I mean, bands can't come, and the Beatles break up, and yeah. But yeah, that's what I got. Lewis, what do you got, my friend?
Well, I'm gonna try to keep the pattern going now with music, but with water. And shout out to Fresh Baked for this one. Did you know that Disney, when they drain any type of water, that water is recycled, not to necessarily come back into the park, but it is recycled and donated to the city of Anaheim. And they kind of get like a little write-off or a tax break or a cut break somewhere down the line for the amount of water that they recycle back into the community to be filtered, clean, and reused wherever. So just think next time you're drinking at a park in Anaheim, you might, in fact, be drinking Pirates water. But I thought that was really neat and cool because I always thought, do they just hold the water? Or what happens when, they empty it out? Where does it? They just, pull a hose out and it goes out on the road somewhere? If so, I'm trying to bottle pirate water because that stuff goes for a lot. Have you seen Pirates candles and pirate-scented water? It's insane. But
it's the truth.
Yeah.
People tried to bottle, or they canned up Splash Mountain water when they thought it was closing. And
that's
tried
kind of
to
a
sell
tight
it online.
idea. I would do that.
Remember they thought it was going to close the next day?
Yeah, so everyone freaked out, bought on the
go buy
merch, canned up the water.
Yeah.
But yeah, they recycle their water for like recycling cans. You turn in water and they get a little cutback.
Which is definitely needed because I was just listening to the news that said we're going through the driest 3 years in California history or something.
Yep.
So
they recycle water and they give us fake grass. It's a great pattern.
Don't get other people started on the fake grass. I like the fake grass. I thought it was great, but other people not big fans. I'm not gonna lie.
I think the fake grass gives us more opportunity to be creative. Imagine how sharp that Mickey would look in the front if they used all fake material. Ooh, it'd be great.
No, I don't think you change the fake materials for the other stuff. I think I get it with the grass. I don't know about the changing the Mickey. That's the grass I get.
It would look good, but I feel like it would be sad just to see a bunch of plastic.
Yeah.
But I also understand, like I just said, it's a massive drought right now, that they don't think is going to get any better. So.
And I'm surprised this hasn't been done before now with the grass. We talked about the grass. Nicole is not a fan of the grass. And but I liked it. I thought it was great. I thought it looked really good. Especially in the Haunted Mansion, it just looked really smooth. And think about how much money they're saving that night with people not have to mow the lawn every other night. You know what I mean? Okay. And they just have to basically sweep it off or vacuum it off now. And it's
now I do hope the cast members that used to cut the grass are still sometime employed.
I'm sure. Yeah.
But no, I agree.
And yeah, Bob Chapek didn't fire everyone because they went to fake grass.
He did.
No, he did not. It's all Bob Chapek's fault.
Yep. Like a lawnmower, you're getting cut.
Oh my God. All right, so we got our Disney parks. Did you know? And we got that in. Breanna, tell us a little bit of travel tips. Brianna's travel tips.
Yes. So this
need some music for this or something here.
No. So with honestly both places, I guess California did not actually experience the hurricane, but there was a hurricane forming in the Pacific Ocean that was causing the extreme heat wave, and that's it.
Brianna's travel tips. Sensational. Bring it back. Breanna, travel tips.
Hey, somebody get Shawn a cardboard box.
I was like, I wanted to make sure that I was quiet through that to make sure that was recorded well, because that's being used every week now. We are taking that little recording out and plopping that in.
Or you need the guy from Soren to do the commentating for you.
Nice work, pal. Nice work, pal.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm learning more and more about this program, and I have the WandaVision song too. I mean, we don't.
Let's not.
Let's not. Okay. Moving on. Go ahead.
So the hurricane in the Pacific was causing an extreme heat wave that came through, and then some rain, which we were there at the parks during this heat wave. So
oh my God,
a lot of Disneylanders were learning about extreme weather at Disney. That doesn't quite happen there as often. And then obviously Florida just experienced Hurricane Ian, which was very it did hurt a lot of Florida. Luckily, a lot of Orlando was safe. A lot of people were staying on Disney property because Disney property is extremely safe during a hurricane. The hotels are built to withstand Category 5 hurricanes. They are on their own power grid and their own water grid. So everything there is usually up and running. They have cast members there that are away from their families and their homes, making sure that these people are safe. They did a fantastic job during Hurricane Ian. So any of these tips that I am giving because of the weather that comes is not to diminish or like talk low about this, because there was massive damage that was done to Florida from Hurricane Ian. So before I start, I did look up a charity donation. I did find this through Charity Navigator, and it looks like it has great reviews on their transparency and what they are doing. It is called All Hands and Hearts, and they have put out teams already in Florida, and they are planning to be there for a year minimum, taking care and rebuilding places. And you can donate. I will give Shawn the link, and hopefully we will put it in the show notes. Yeah. If anybody wants to donate.
For sure.
So, along with hurricane season in Florida is every year. Luckily, they do not have to usually go through this every year to where they get shut down, but it does bring some extreme weather, and Florida is known for extreme weather constantly, and it has now caused some extreme weather in California as well. So I wanted to go through some tips to talk about how to help navigate your park stay during this, because you don't want it to ruin your park stay.
For sure.
So we can kind of talk about what we did in Disneyland for extreme heat. One thing that I didn't have at Disneyland that day, but I do love to bring, is my UV umbrella. So it is an umbrella that has a special lining on the bottom, and this can actually bring down the temperature. Like, you are under shade with a UV protectant, and it can honestly, if there's a breeze or something, it can bring down the temperature a good 10 degrees under this umbrella. Wow. This was a fantastic investment when the 6 feet rule was in place in the lines, and you had to wait outside in line constantly. Mm-hmm. And I also love this in Universal during horror nights, because they build separate lines that don't have the shade or fans. So this, I also noticed people that use this umbrella when things are opening at Disneyland or Walt Disney World, when the Space 220 restaurant opened and they were doing a standby line. A lot of people had this umbrella or any umbrella really, to make sure that they were staying out of the sun while they were in these extremely long lines. Very, very nice. One thing we did take quite advantage of was handheld fans, and there's quite a few different ones of these. Yes.
Breanna was MVP of the trip.
Luckily, I'm a irresponsible person and loses my fan constantly, so I have bought multiple of them and have now found them all. So I had a bunch of extra fans to pass out. But a lot of these fans you can find on Amazon for anywhere between $12 and $20. Mm-hmm. And these are game changers. There are some that wrap around your neck. There's full-on neck fans that have vents throughout, to keep your neck cool. I like the one that I can move wherever I want it to be, but there are neck fans, handheld fans for your strollers if you have kids. And honestly, I do not go to Walt Disney World without one anymore. Right. Disneyland, iffy if I will bring it, but Walt Disney World, always in my bag. We'll take it every time. Cooling cloths. I know Shawn uses these. I was just introduced to them last time.
I never heard of a cooling cloth. I'm like, okay, this is a freaking game changer too. So because it was gross. I mean, and we've talked about this on the previous shows. It was Florida weather from what everyone had said, and it was disgusting. It was like 110 degrees. It felt like, and it was gross. And I sweat places you shouldn't be sweating. And that little towel though, you just get it wet, put it around your neck, and it's just like, this is really nice, you know. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, and so no, I was glad because I don't really use one. I don't like having anything wet on me, which is kind of fun with Florida. Like, it's almost impossible to ever just stay dry. But yeah, a lot of people love these, and they're and there's even some cute Disney ones, and I honestly think there's some Disney ones on Amazon as well. So
yeah, they're actually in the parks, but we got those beforehand. I'm like, these are great. I mean, this is, I love Amazon. I
know, perfect. I'm going to try to find links for these. And then, just like moisture wicking clothing helps tremendously. Nicole, who was on last week with us, who talked about the trip, she had this really cute, like athletic dress. And I've noticed a lot of people, especially at Walt Disney World, have started wearing these. They usually have shorts under it. They even usually have pockets and are moisture wicking and cool. There's more moisture wicking shorts and shirts. Anything of that material is very much helpful.
I will say that I've always been a cargo short kind of guy. I always wear cargo shorts. This last time I bought 2 pairs of shorts that were like, I guess I'm wearing them today, like running shorts, like, and they're that material. Complete game changer too. You know, I like having my pockets, but these shorts this last time were so helpful, you know, and being a little bit cooler, you know, being a big guy, anything you can take that helps, you know.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of bike shorts because they're long enough that my big legs don't rub together, and still cool. And
don't need that Disney chafe.
Yes,
you don't need that Disney chafe.
There is things like Body Glide and Mega Babe, and honestly, even clear gel deodorant works fantastic for thigh scrubbing together. But if I can find shorts that just prevent it altogether, that's my game. I was like, I will have the slightly longer pants just to help prevent that.
I will say this: like, we went with my daughter in the past, and she always had the issue with the chafing. We would put up a chafe wall at Disneyland so she could, you know, apply her chafe cream or whatever. So she could, you know, we just stand chafe wall and you put it up. But yeah.
I was going to say, honestly, I find that like clear gel deodorant works the best, and I almost never have to reapply.
Right.
So I don't have to bring it into the parks, and it's cheaper than most all the other alternatives. But some people find, and some people work different. Like, everyone has like their preferred method, but there's definitely things out there for that. So always search before you go. But clear gel deodorant, my favorite. And then we get into the next kind of, I was going to talk about sunscreen. Obviously, the parks are bearing down the heat. And I've noticed in the last couple of years that there are just so many new ways to put on sunscreen. My new favorite is literally powdered sunscreen that literally looks like a little makeup applicator, and you can just put it on your face and it absorbs the oil and reapplies your sunscreen. And if you're like me, who for some reason still tries to wear makeup into the park when it's 1,000 degrees out, your makeup still stays on. There's like spray bottles of like mist sunscreen as well for easier for your face. A lot of people like the powder for their kids too, or just like the roll-on. I love roll-on sunscreen for quick application, or like for my niece or someone. There's also sunscreen for your hair or your scalp. I am someone with very thin hair, and you can see my scalp very easily, and it burns constantly.
I feel you, girl.
Supergoop has a dry shampoo type of sunscreen that works fantastic. There's also a couple other from Kula and Sunbum. I have noticed that those make my hair a little greasy though, but they still do work well. If you don't have as thin hair as I do, it probably works better. And yeah, so there's just so many different ways to get sunscreen now, rather than either just a spray bottle or a lotion. So, and usually those all come in smaller packages that are easier to put in your bag. So the next is rain. Rain really can ruin a Disney trip, but in Florida, you're getting rained on at least one day. If your trip's 2 days, one of those days you're getting rained on. I don't think I've been to Florida without getting rained on, even if it's just a small amount. Yeah, even if it's just a small amount. Like the last 2 times I've went, which I'm going to talk about, I brought my brand new poncho that I was excited to wear, and it only sprinkled both days, and I never got to wear it. But so I guess I'll talk about that first. I ponchos are very much, a lot of people talk about buy ponchos at Dollar Tree. Those ponchos aren't doing anything for you. Honestly, right. I feel like you get what you pay for with ponchos. Go up and get there are definitely still some quite cheap ones on Amazon that are definitely a thicker material that aren't going to just stick to you in that humid weather and that are actually going to protect you from the rain. My new, hopefully favorite poncho, because I haven't fully got to test it out in the rain, but it fits well and I love it, is called Ponch Ear. And it is a poncho from a small shop designed for Disney Parks guests that actually has a cutout on the hood to fit over your mini ears. Huh, it's fantastic. Right. And I will post a picture of that when I can. And it's a reusable poncho. There's adult size and kid size. It is a bit more expensive, but again, it is reusable. And that comes into our sponsor, shameless little plug here. You can use the DisInsider Park Co. rope drop bag, and it has a net on the bottom. So after you're done wearing your poncho, or you've got really wet shoes from Splash Mountain or the rain, it all can go on there. And I did get to use this net when I was in Orlando at Horror Nights. I had my raincoat on, and afterwards I was not shoving that wet raincoat back in my bag, and it just went right under my bag in the little net, and it worked perfectly. I couldn't tell that it was there. It didn't bug me as I was walking, and it held my wet raincoat. I was already wet, so I didn't notice it dripping or anything I didn't notice anything like on the back of my legs. So honestly, it worked out perfect. And nice. This net is like full on game changer in this bag. If you want to look up those bags, just check out DisInsider Park Co. And if you want to buy one, use our code Walt's APT Pod.
That's right. And
that will get you 10% off.
You could take extra shoes, because when you ride Splash Mountain with Lewis and you don't ruin your freaking Ultra Boosts, but you can't wear them the next day because they're wet. But
I have not rode Splash Mountain with anybody that has come off dry.
Well, I know, but that's why I don't go on it, Lewis. But I went on it with you because you wanted to.
I did not.
Next time we're going to the whole Walt's apartment extra magic hour going down.
No, I don't think so. I think Breanna and Nicole are going to be like, oh, sorry, we didn't do the Genie Plus.
For some reason our Genie Plus didn't show up.
It didn't work out. No, that's bull. Yeah.
I'm playing Genie that day.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm gonna paint my face blue, shave my head.
Yeah, it's funny. Everything worked out great for every other attraction, but oh gosh, darn it, that one just didn't work for the girls. The girls couldn't go on Splash Mountain. I'm sorry, guys, that you couldn't go on it. I'm sure you're upset about it.
We were.
Mm-hmm, I'm sure.
Sad moment in our lives. I guess I could go on to shoes. Rubber shoes. Those all fancy Crocs. Honestly, you know what? They're making a great comeback, so wear Crocs. There's platform Crocs if you really want those as well.
Crocs look so uncomfortable. Are Crocs comfortable?
I was looking at Lewis's face. But yeah, so they're great. They're going to be quick drying for the rain. Also, if you don't like Crocs, there are the rubber Birkenstock sandals. I like those. They've got a good support for walking through the park, and you don't like any shoe.
If it's not a Van or a Converse.
I know. I was like, honestly, I wear Vans and Converse only in the parks, but when I go to Walt Disney World, I usually take, and I'll talk about them too, is my Air Force Ones, because they're leather, and they will still get wet if it rains a lot, but they are a lot easier because they're leather instead of canvas shoes. So any sort of leather shoe like that, I have found, again, if it rains a lot, they're still done for, but it does help on light rain days. And then you gotta go some rubber shoes. And I don't think they sell them anymore, but I am a huge fan of my Mickey rain boots.
Rain boots in a theme park?
I don't wear them a whole lot in the theme parks, especially if I know I'm going to be there all day in just those. But
so you bring a separate bag just for your shoes and your ponchos and everything, right? And to keep in the...
I was like, I often, like I said, if I'm trying to be really light, I'll just pretty much only wear like the Air Force Ones that are leather, and that will protect me enough that I'll be fine. But I usually always have a pair of sandals with me. There has been a time where I got my regular shoes so wet that I had to wear sandals for the next couple of days while they dried. So I should have just brought the sandals that day, and there have been times where I've changed into sandals because I know it's going to rain all day, and I'll just wear those that day and then go back.
I will say this:
shoes.
What you're talking about shoes, I will say this: I maybe you throw some Crocs in the bottom of your bag, like when you ride Splash Mountain, and then you're just wearing Crocs for that ride. You know what I mean? Then you take them off right away because you only want to see you in them. But yeah, I mean, you're not ruining your shoes.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Lewis doesn't agree with that either.
Don't ride a lot of water rides at Disney, but my cousin used to be, she's a little older now, so I don't think she cares as much, but used to be a giant fan of all the water rides at Universal. So anytime we stayed at Universal, I literally told her, I was like, all right, pick an afternoon, and we're going to ride all the water rides, and you can make me go on them as much as you want. And then we're going back and changing. Right. So so I wore like rubber shoes. I wore like athletic shorts and just whatever t-shirt, and usually my bathing suit under it.
I told Lewis, I said, we'll ride Splash Mountain as long as we can do it last. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And then we would go ride the 3 water rides that are over in Islands of Adventure, usually like a good 3 times each. And then I'd be like, all right, we're going back to the hotel and we're changing.
There you go.
That's how I do water rides.
Okay. What else we got?
That's pretty much so yeah, I was just again with the umbrella. There's a lot of compact umbrellas that are decent, but a lot of times the rain is very heavy and there can be wind, especially in Florida. I honestly just buying a bigger umbrella and sacrificing that room in your bag on days that you really know it's going to rain is worth it.
Right.
Like I said, with the ponchos and umbrellas, the quality is worth it. Like the little extra room that it takes to pack something a little bigger, a raincoat or a poncho, is worth it to me because I feel like I can enjoy my days better rather than just pulling out like $1 poncho and hoping that it might keep me somewhat dry.
That's fair. Does that bring us to the end of Breanna's travel tips?
That pretty much does. Oh, okay.
Oh, no. Wait,
and
more?
Just go ahead and bring like baggies and stuff because honestly, no matter what bag you have, if it rains enough, it's not waterproof.
Breanna's travel tips. Breanna's travel tips.
Start.
Breanna's travel tips. Oh. Maybe we put this video out. We're just dancing.
Just the dancing.
Breanna's travel tips. All right, that was fun.
I thought we should have some tips.
Come on, let's go.
I mean, David has a video of me dancing that he's done nothing with, so.
Yeah.
I was like, I went to the Hollywood sign for that dance.
I was kind of bummed out that I'm not part of the Marvel tribe. I couldn't dance for y'all, but, yeah. But I think that's going to do it, right?
That's it.
With another extra magic hour and a half. We crushed that.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. I was like, no, we're at an hour, but I forgot you're going to put that interview in.
That's how we do it. We got this. I appreciate the tips, the time you take to go into all that stuff. Definitely, if you want to throw like up on the sites, just stuff you recommend, Yeah. And we can go from there. Lewis, I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely. I love coming with all my opinions.
There you go.
Yes.
Sam, thank you. Oh, sorry.
Oh, wait.
Okay, wait.
Bye, Sam.
Bye, Sam. Yeah, Sam's asleep, so yeah.
Sam Paycheck, where are you?
Yeah, Sam hates the extra magic hour, if you guys didn't know that. So it was a sad moment to see Shawn kind of lose his mind for a second because I'm like, wait a second, I brought you into this show to be on the extra magic hour, but it's all good. I love all my hosts. You guys are all great. Breanna, thank you so much for everything you do. 2 weeks, when we come back in 2 weeks, we're going to have a Disney cruise wrap up with Nicole. She's on a Disney cruise right now in Florida, or I guess, not Florida, but somewhere off the coast of Florida. Made it in like the day after the hurricane.
I was going to say, she did perfect.
Yeah, she was going back and forth. I'm not going to make it. I'm like, it's above you. Don't worry. It's up there. You'll be fine. And I guess the weather looked like it was great. And then I have a lot of questions about cruises, so you guys both bring your questions for cruises, and we're gonna ask her all the questions. She did a 5-day cruise, I think, or something like that. So it looked like it was a lot of fun.
Oh, good one, yeah.
But thank you guys so much, and from all of us here at the Extra Magic Hour, we hope you have a magical day. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Good night.